Alright, so here we go. We're going to start our game. So you need a blank console file. So open a new file. That's exactly right. And I am going to get my master one over here because I don't want to actually remember everything. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to get into this a little bit more in chapter 2 or 4, I can't remember, I think 2, about modules. So what a module is pre-written code that we just install, and then we're able to use it. So if Brendan needs a random number, he doesn't want to have to write the code to create that random number, because that could be dozens of lines long. That's lame and inefficient. So what Python does is it allows us to import code that's saved on our computer into our file, and then we can use it. So instead of having to do the 20 lines of code to create a random number, Brendan can do random.randint from 0 to 100, and that will give us a random integer from 0 to 100. Like that. Okay? You guys don't need to know this yet because we're not going over it. I'm just explaining what import does. So it loads in pre-written code. Does that make sense? Does that not make sense to anyone?
Oh, so it's like a mod on Minecraft.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's a mod. So what we're going to do is we're going to import Pygame in our game. So this is going to allow us to do a lot of things that Python can't do on its own because someone wrote code in Python to do this. So I want you guys to follow along on screen. Am I recording? Yeah, okay, we're good. The next thing we're going to do is this is a little bit of code that you need. It shortens down typing later, but you guys don't really need to know 100% what it does. So we're going to go from pygame.locals from a specific file. We're going to import star, and what star does is it gets rid of keywords. For example, well, I'll tell you guys once you're done typing that. So once you're done typing that, put your left hand on your right ear. And keep it there. Keep your left hand on your right ear. Left hand, right ear. Opposite way, Joe. There you go. I know, I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, he's not done.
Yeah, if you put your right hand on your right ear, I don't think you're done.
But this is like so much harder.
I know, I wanted you guys to have to think about it. Oh, okay, cool. All right. So what this line does is basically instead of having, you guys don't have to type this, just pay attention. Instead of having you type random.randint from 0 to 100, we can type randint from 0 to 100. This is normally necessary because this is saying from this module, take this function and do stuff with it and give us info. We get rid of this by having this, is essentially how you think of it. It shortens up certain commands, but not all of them. So we will still have to type pygame.stuff, but we won't have to do it everywhere, so we'll shorten some stuff up.
Is that in the shell or in the...
You should be in the console, on the console.
What if locals turns purple?
What?
What if locals turns purple? Does that matter?
It shouldn't. All right. Next thing, all right, so follow along with this. Pygame.initialize or initiation or init or whatever. Your code works with this and a code works without it, but every Pygame file I know of has it at the beginning of it. So we're going to keep it. Again, I don't know everything about Pygame and Python, and if you think I do, you're wrong. So it works. Again, I think I've done it without it, and it works, and I've done it with it, and it works, but every file I've seen online and stuff like that has it in it. So we're going to leave it. Next thing we're going to do, this is a little trick called multiple variable assignment. What do you guys think it does? Assigns multiple variables in one line. So if we do width, comma, height, remember what is a comma?
Automatically puts a space.
Kind of, but it's also the universal separator. I don't like those spaces. So what this is doing in one line, it's saying that width is equal to 640 and height is equal to 480. It's the same as if we did width is 640, height is 480. It's just a cooler, fancier way to do it.
Can you do that with input? Quite fancy.
Probably. I've never done it with an input.
Can you do that like if you're like gonna do normal stuff in whole code? Could we still do that?
Can you say that again?
Could we use this code without the module? Like, could we do
Yeah.
it normal?
Oh yeah, watch this. X is 10, Y is 5. So you don't have to do anything special. It could be restart shell X, comma, Y is 10, comma, int input. Please enter a number.
Wait, how do you reset it?
You just go to shell and restart. So yeah, you don't. This is built into Python. You don't have to have anything fancy. Next thing we're going to do is screen. So the screen is the window that pops up that we play our game on. Make sense?
So you could run a game without actually having a screen. You could play a game.
No.
I mean, yeah, but like, you will.
I mean, you have to have something to put the players on.
But like, what if you like, I don't know, what if you like memorize? Let's say you're playing Legends of Zelda and you memorize all the patterns and you run Legends of Zelda and you just like mechanically just.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know why you would never.
Yeah, why would you do that?
I don't know.
Anyway, so screen equals Pygame dot display dot set mode parentheses. So get to there, and what this is doing is it is using Pygame to create a display, and we are setting the mode. I don't know why it's mode, but that is the dimensions of the screen. And what do you think we're going to set the dimensions to? Width and height, yes. Don't type anything in there yet.
Is that like a 3x4? Like,
I don't know.
I'm in the VR Mario Kart.
It is, that's
Hold on, let's do some math here. Hold on.
16. Yeah, that's a 4x3, I think.
Or a 3 to 4, like a normal length.
Yeah, X is 4, 3, Y is 3.
So it'd be like 10 here.
So once you have this, we are going to use, who here is familiar with the coordinate plane in math? I think all of you should be. X, Y, you know, you have the 4 quadrants, that sort of thing. Yes?
The thing is, wait, it's like the origin of like X and Y, isn't it like up here? Like the top
Yes, I'm getting to that.
instead of
So, we are all familiar, I'm just going to draw this real quick, with the coordinate plane, right? So this is 1, 1, that is the X, and this is the Y. Everything that we use in the coordinate plane has an X value and a Y value, correct? And these values are surrounded by parentheses. Does that make sense? In coding, if this is our window, Pygame, okay, our X is this side, and our y is this side. Everyone tracking with me? So our width is 640 pixels. Everything's in pixels, and our width or our height is 480 pixels. So instead of the coordinate plane where 3, 4 would be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 would be up here, right? Because we go 1, 2, 3 to the right, and 1, 2, 3, 4 to the 4 up. In computers, x stays the same. We go left and right. So as x increases, we go to the right, but as y increases, we go down.
There aren't any numbers?
They're just off screen. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 is here in our world. So our game, our top left of our screen is what? 0, 0. Correct. And the bottom right of our screen is what? 640, 480. This corner is what?
0, 4.
Nope.
Oh, 480.
640 and 0. And this corner is what? 0, 480. Correct. And the dead center, you could hard code it to be 320, 240, or you could do width over 2, height over 2. The more things we can use in variables, the more adaptable our game is. Does that make sense? Okay. Peter, did you have a question?
Why wouldn't you just have everything relative in position?
Because sometimes you can't have everything be relative. Like, where are you going to have your character start? Like, I guess you could do 1/10 of width, but
Yeah, because then you could like resize the window and stuff like that.
if your code is able to deal with that.
Yeah.
So that might be a little harder, but
Be interesting.
it would. But we do use a lot of, we don't hard code much in this class for this game. So we try to do as much with variables. So if we need to set the mode, which is the dimensions of our video, of our screen, we need to put those in a set of parentheses. And we're going to put width, height.
What if you did 1 by 1? That'd be pretty lame.
It'd be too small to even see. Like, you wouldn't even see the Pygame window logo. Your surface is like 2,600 pixels wide or something crazy like that.
Wait, so how small is it going to be?
It's 1440p if I remember.
Yeah, whatever that
But
means.
it's a weird aspect ratio. It's not 16 by 9. It's like
So weird.
So, yeah, Sonny.
Oh, no, I just.
Oh, okay. So once you're here, if you run your code, you should see.
In error?
No, you shouldn't get an error. Did I get an error?
I did get an error. Oh, I did get an error.
If you're lucky, you'll get that.
Yeah.
You need it. What did it do? Oh, it did something. It launched it.
You should have a black screen that even if you click the X at the top, it doesn't go away.
Mine's just unmatched Y.
Mine is
Oh, I know why.
the screen is like taking up everything.
Yeah, no. Mine.
It's
Unmatched.
yeah.
Hang on, I'm running into technical issues.
Dang, mine's
Wait, it says
Oh, I got it.
It says module not found there,
Hey, yeah.
but like I put it in.
Ryan, you can't do anything about it.
Hang on.
This is so stupid. Okay, hold on. This is really Hold on. It's being really stupid. I had a nice
password.
stupid. No, it's being really
Makes this not weird.
Guys, stop. Oop, that's the answers.
What did you do?
I'm gonna pause this video until I figure out what's going on. Alright, so here we go. I figured it out. Guys, pay attention. This is what you should see. Literally just this. And even if you close this,
Just like,
because we haven't coded what to do when someone clicks that.
That's so cool.
So we have to do that.
That could be so annoying.
It could. You could also have that click and you automatically win your game. So in order to get rid of it, you have to go to the shell and close out of that, and it disappears with it.
Oh, I just did that.
Can you just put it using Task Manager?
I don't know, but that's harder.
yeah, I was gonna say, like,
No,
yeah,
you
it's
can
like,
close
It's like,
32 business
I usually keep Task Manager running on my computer anyway.
That's a pretty big resource drain, but okay.
Kitchens?
it is, dude,
On
for
these
an iPod, yeah,
See, I'm close, I have an i7 at home.
Yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do next is there's only like a few more things that we can even do. Because we haven't learned loops yet. So we're gonna do this. In order for our character to move up or down, nope, we can't even do that because that involves booleans.
We learned Booleans then.
isn't Boolean like some logic dude, right?
Yes.
He was some logic dude. He was like,
Some
if that does not work.
All right, well,
it's like,
okay, so that's actually all we can really do.
I suggest we take a quick break.
No, we're not allowed to do that.
No, Peter, if you need to get up or go to the bathroom, just do it. I said that like a half hour ago.
I'm just gonna go now. I'm just gonna go.
All right, so 10 minutes. I'm just seeing if there's anything else we can do real quick. Nothing within.
We can watch the last 10 minutes of the NVIDIA.
No, we can't, Peter. So don't ask.
Oh, I see it.
All right. So what we're gonna do for the last few minutes of class is I want you guys to navigate.
It's just called resources.
Yeah. So go to the student resources link under announcements on campus for this class, and once you do, this will pop up, and I want you to download this whole file, this whole folder. So click that button, or you right click it and click download.
Why is OneDrive so annoying with the back arrows?
Why is what?
Like the history arrows, like you click it, it's
Yeah, I know, it doesn't go back.
It does it like 5 times.
So go to on campus and go to the student resources folder,
On the bulletin board.
and then download the folder called resources.
Okay.
Then move that folder to the same location, the same folder. I think I told you guys to make a folder on your desktop or something for Pygame. Put this folder in the same location as your game. If you haven't done that, you can make a folder on your desktop called video game or whatever. Just right click, new folder, and put everything in there.
Wait, can you say that again?
What part?
The making a new folder.
Right click your desktop, go to new folder.
Okay. And what should we put in there?
You should put your Pygame, and you should put your resources folder. The resources folder contains all of the sound effects and all of the images we're going to use for our game. And it's easy if they're in the same location. And then on Friday, we're going to start chapter 2.
So just
Yes.
go resources and then down.
delete the
So
What?
you have to install like
because
WinRAR. No, you should just be able to.
Yeah, so
Oh, really?
you right click
Kinda
this.
like a tar bar,
finding.
Is there?
Go to file location.
Keyboard shortcut for Taskmaster.
Okay.
Then delete it.
Control.
You can't delete from quick access.
Like, I couldn't unzip the file on my computer and install like.
Has everyone downloaded the resources folder?
Yeah, I know.
Has everyone moved it to their desktop folder or wherever their other file is?
No, it's still downloading.
Okay, Ezra.
How do you get the resources folder into it?
Right click and click download.
I downloaded it, but like, how
And
do
then
I?
you right click.
And then it's in your downloads folder.
You need to find something that's extracted.
Oh, okay.
And then you right click it in your downloads folder and you copy and paste it.
Like you do for
Or
your
drag and drop.
thing.
I did it.
Okay, so we have to load in our player image. So it was very important that you guys know where you put that folder, wherever it is, because this is what it's full. Well, actually, hang on. Some of those.
The explosion sounded very short.
Yep. So this is what you should see, minus the extra folder. That's for me. That's extra file. But you should see this. Our player is going to be this guy named Dude. He's a bunny with a crossbow.
That's so cool.
Okay? Or not a crossbow, an actual bow. Okay, that's going to be our person. What you guys need to do, once you navigate to where this is and you can see that player, you guys have to do something very important. And if you don't do this right, it will break. Up here where it says this, whatever this is, the URL basically, it's called the file path. You need to copy that. And in your code, just paste it.
I'm confused because mine didn't show that. So
The click on it and then it shows the URL.
I know, but like I clicked on it and it shows like Google Drive and then it shows like the thing, but like it doesn't.
Okay, so click on the dude and then.
No, you don't have to click on the dude. That was just for me to show you. You need to click up here. You need to navigate to wherever that folder is saved.
Okay.
And if I'm using terminology that you don't use, please say something.
It's not supposed to look like that.
I don't know, yours, I don't know.
I can't find where to copy this URL.
So copy this.
Where did you save your Pygame file? The game that we're making in class, where did you save it?
I saved it in a Python file, like or a Python folder.
So you don't have a place on your computer where you save your files. You just do the default save as wherever it is.
No, I made a file. I made a folder and I put it.
Okay, so that's where you should put the resources folder.
I did, and I'm trying to copy the URL.
So what happens when you click up here?
I click up here, just like up here. Oh, there we go. Because it wasn't showing up, and I was like, what do I do? And I was, and
Catherine.
just told me to click on it.
Do I copy the entire image folder or the entire resource folder?
You need everything. So it needs to say C users Catherine blah 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 all the way until it says images.
Is it gonna cause issues? Am I supposed to paste that as spaces in my folder?
Okay.
Not when someone else is talking. What, Peter?
Is it gonna cause issues that a lot of my folders have spaces in their names?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Mikey?
Like that.
There's not supposed to be anything before it.
No, you should have
I'm good.
You should have C, and then users, and then your login. So first dot last name, slash, I doubt you have OneDrive Wheaton Academy, but you should have desktop. And you should, this is the resources folder, and this is the images folder.
Okay, so we just like paste.
Literally paste it in there. If you run it, you'll get an error. What you then need to do is at the end of this, you need to do a backslash, which is underneath backspace. Type in dude.png.
Are you sure it's a PNG?
Yes, unless you did something to it.
Okay.
It's dude.png. End the line with a apostrophe. and then go to the beginning and start with an apostrophe. So the whole thing becomes a string. Okay? We have 2 minutes, so I don't know if we're going to get to this whole thing.
So we add an apostrophe at the beginning.
You're making it one really long string. Okay? Once you have this at the very beginning, you need to put, you need to put the whole thing in parentheses as well.
Okay. Wait, how did you get the dude.png?
There's a button on a full-size keyboard, there's a button called end, and it takes you to the end of a line.
Yeah, but how did you type in the dude.png?
Yes, you guys need to type in this right here. /dude.png apostrophe parenthesis. I have system noises turned off. Like, I don't know why I hear that. And at the beginning, you need to add this. Now, again, we have less than a minute, so I'm gonna keep you just until we have this whole line done. We are loading this as an image, a variable. So anytime from now on you see player, it is the image.
Yay.
So we have. So do you guys have player equals? Pygame.image.load. And there's one last thing we need to do, otherwise you're still going to get an error. You need to put an R in front of the parenthesis, or in front of the apostrophe. What that does is Python reads it slightly differently. That's all I'm going to say for now, but you have to have the R in order for it to work. Now when you run this, you should still get that black screen, and that's it.
Does the arm thing that goes perfectly?
What? No. I'll get to it later. But you guys need to type this in. And from now on, all we're going to have to do to load images is copy and paste this line, change the variable, and then change the file we're using. So for now, this is all we're going to do for our game, and we're going to start Chapter 2 on Friday. Have a good one, guys and lady.
Naomi Argo, Weston